And here we are. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Mikestand. And of course, as we have been doing every Friday night for the last couple of months, have my co-host Batgoat, um, as we'll be taking a look through some more comics. Looking at some of the comics that went on sale in December of '36.
Happy Friday, everyone.
Tonight, of course, we'll be looking at, we'll be taking, aside from our normal kind of brief kind of check-ins on like the titles and number of stories in each book. Will be some of the ones that we'll probably be really focusing in on include new books of comics. Number one from DC, which is its second annual type book. Be doing a little commentary on that. Won't be looking into, because a lot of the stories are basically repeats anyways, but just doing a little commentary on that. King Comics number 10 from David McCabe Publishing. That's of course the company that's a comic book that features like Popeye, Flash Gordon, Mandrake the Magician. We'll be looking a little bit at New Adventure Comics number 12, due to the fact that DC, because it went through a title change, and also kind of a bit of a story emphasis, change as well. And then, of course, the one that we really will look into and look at some of the stories and see how they were written and stuff like that is Famous Funnies number 30 from Eastern Color. Of course, Famous Funnies, the first regular comic book. And okay,
I am saying hi to my man Toys and my man Dave Marks are
yeah.
in the studio with us tonight, so to speak.
Mm.
They're in the house. They're in the clubhouse. They're in the
Okay. Well, anyway, yeah,
hizzy.
yeah. Well, they're in the chat. That's where they're at. Get it? Chat at.
That's true. Yep, good one. Good one.
Okay, so
I'd be worried if these dudes were in West Philadelphia, um, hanging out, maxing, relaxing, all cool, shooting some b-ball outside of school. Then I'd be worried because
a
they'd probably
little
get
a little Fresh Prince action there.
yeah, they'd get in a little fight and good call.
Okay, well, and now before we actually do get into, well, first off, let's at least go through the chat real quick here. Just say hi to everybody and see where everybody. And as always, guys, I do appreciate. Hey, Mike, I hope your day was awesome. Yes, it was. Well, I had a busy day. Had got my laundry done, and ran a couple of errands throughout the day. Normal Friday for me. Um, see. Hey, Dave from Action Toys. Got distracted trying to figure out my password to Mines. Laugh out loud. How y'all doing? From Dave Marks. I got 15 coins on Mines. Let's see. Within a month, I can get plus for a year. Um, yeah. Let's see. And then doing well, Dave. Had to replace light housing in the basement. Then clean up the basement. Laugh out loud. And I keep printing the same side to one of my prints. Okay. Let's see. Sweet news, Dave. Um, whatever that is. Laugh out loud. Well, you have spares. Always look on the bright side. Um, well, okay. Back up. Go ahead. This is your quote. That goat. Oh, did you mute yourself?
I did mute myself. I'm sorry.
Well, here's a quote from you. Go ahead.
Word up.
All right. See, hey, Batgoat, as Toys said. I'm glad we caught that before we started the presentation.
That was
Laugh out
slick.
loud.
That was slick. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Will Smith, ugh. Well, yeah, he is kind of another Hollywood elite. We got to
Well,
get Mike.
yeah. Will Smith is a jerk, but the Fresh Prince, that's dope and fresh, yo. That's all I'm saying.
We got to get Mike to join the Mutton Stash. Too much work for me. I'm more of an all or nothing type.
It's no biggie. You just
Hey, I'm back. And laugh out loud. Okay, so we're kind of all caught up there. Give me a quick second. Just gotta go off camera for a quick sec here. Alrighty then. So without no further, okay, Dave just popped in. I have to feel a little bad for Will. What with Jada and all.
right.
Mike too cool with the cool kids. Okay.
It might take you like 2 years to get used to this, and then get used to shaving a certain way and banding
Well, that's
it.
the thing. I actually have to go to a barber to shave because I've been basically told that when I try to shave on my own, I don't really do that well of a job. May just be motor skills issues or whatever. So
Solid, my man. You cut me deep. He didn't like the Fresh Prince.
yeah, wasn't a fan of the Fresh Prince. Well, it's kind of funny because that also marked Alfonso Ribeiro's second
Carlton.
stint. Yeah, second stint in comedy. Because if you remember, he was a supporting cast member on Silver Spoons as
Silver
well back in the day,
Spoons. Correct.
playing Ricky's best friend.
Yes.
So
He was much better as Carlton.
yeah, let's see.
I agree, Toys.
We're gonna find a way. I got it right this time. Yeah, sometimes it can be a pain in the butt when your nose is constantly itchy.
Just pick up a nice little meth habit, Mike. Everything will be fine.
Yeah.
I'll take care of it.
Oh, what was that? What did you just say, Batgoat?
I said pick up a okay.
Pick up a what?
Is that better? Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I could hear you before. I don't know why.
I said pick up yourself a nice. I don't know what I said. I said get addicted to meth, Mike. That'll help with the nose thing. It makes no sense. I was trying to be funny and it didn't work.
Yeah. All right, got to step out for a moment. Okay. So, anyways, here we go. Here we go with the we're now about to start the
Thank you, Toys.
presentation. So first off, we'll go through some of these other comics that we're not, that we're not going to put as much time into. Just kind of putting it out there, the basic information of what was out there and like how many stories and all that. So, of course, approximate on sale date of December 1st, 1936 here was the third issue of Funny Picture Stories from, I believe it's pronounced Centaur, like the Greek mythological beast. That's how I would read it.
Centaur?
Yeah, Centaur or Centaur. Let's see. In parentheses here, of course, it says Comics Magazine Company. 10 cents for 64 pages. And we have, let's see, we have, since I can see where and where's the, oh, there we go. I found where it was. About, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we got 8 stories over 64 pages. So about an average of 8 pages of story. And as I was mentioning to you guys before, I think Funny Picture Stories is more of a themed anthology here.
Hey, Anon, what up? Good to see you.
Anon's here early tonight, huh?
Just popped into the house. He did.
Yeah. Loud and clear. I guess he was.
That was in response to me asking if my sound was okay. Thank you, Toys.
Hey, got off early tonight, going to heat up some leftovers and be listening in. Evening, gentlemen. Hey, Anon, thanks for coming in. As always, guys,
Rock on, Anon.
I do appreciate any likes and shares you guys can have. Can help me out with, and see if we can get some more people in. Like, see if we what we're gonna probably, hopefully, soon start getting like 10 people on average a night. Soon, I hope, because we think there was like Monday night we almost had we had close to 10. We got up to 9 at one point. But, so, anyways, hey Anon from Action, and then oh shoot, it's a wild Anon. Okay, so anyways, back to this point here, but got Dick. Now, from what I understand, as I looked into this before, as we mentioned too before, I think Funny Picture Stories is primarily adventure slash detective anthology. I think it's more of a general adventure. Let's see, Tyrant Gold and Dick Candy here for 7 pages, which was reprinted later in 1938 in Amazing Mystery Funnies, #1. So, um, and we have another one that was, let's see, 7 pages for Adventures of Newsreel Cameraman. So I think this one was more of a generalized adventure anthology. Um, and they're listing kind of the, um, like when some of the, let's see, Trained Tiger for 7 pages, for Peanuts and Pump, 7 pages, Double Trouble, 7 pages. I think in this particular case, this book was primarily an adventure anthology. Um, Dead Man at Powder Spring, 7 pages. Fisherman's Luck, 7 pages. And if you notice here, a lot of these will be reprinted later in later books as well. And the Gangbuster, from Red Dolan. And Red Dolan was another feature that was kind of moved around a bit. I think I saw him later in some Fawcett comic titles in the early 40s. So, but and anyway, so that was basically all of it. So yeah, but you have to remember too, these just didn't have just the stories either. They had other stuff too. Of course, Tip Top Comics here. This is the home to like Tarzan and Little Abner. 64 pages, 10 cents. Again, approximately on sale date December 1st, 1936 from the United Features. Tip Top Comics #9 here. So, more fun comics from DC here. Approximate on sale date December 3rd, 1936. Cover date January. It was a DC title, but at the time, DC at this point was at least this title was being published under the Nicholson Publishing Company Incorporated title, editor Malcolm Wheeler Nicholson. And let's see, in this 64-page book for 10 cents, let's see how many stories you had here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So about 2.5 pages per feature, basically. And again, this is still it's a mixed original anthology. In other words, these are not reprints like some of the other books. Well, let's see. Funny Picture Stories is all original stories. United Features, I think, was was reprints, and then more fun. Like the DC stuff is all pretty much original stories, except for some of their own reprint collections they put together for the stories that they'd already had. We'll get into that a little bit. Here's Funnies #4, which is again a collection of reprints. Al Publishing Company comics. 64, 64. Remember, 64 pages was the standard back then. So let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So about 2 2/3. So about 2 to 3 pages per. Basically, almost all of them were reprints. You had like about three original stories. The Squibbly story, G-Men, and let's see, Og Son of Fire. So those are like the original stories. This is still pretty much a general. And see there, Mutt and Jeff, Cicero's Cat. That was also another pretty well-known newspaper strip at the time.
Mutt and Jeff?
Yeah, Mutt and Jeff.
Yeah. I'm like, at first I'm like, Cicero's Cat, what's that? And then I'm like, oh, no, Mutt and Jeff.
Yeah. Well, they would usually pair Cicero's Cat with Mutt and Jeff.
Okay. Yeah. I've heard of Mutt and Jeff before, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they were pretty well known in the 30s and 40s.
Mm-hmm. So just like the Cots and Jama kids. Yeah.
Yep. See. Man, I think the last time I was early was pre-COVID. Well, I don't think so, because I've only been live streaming since, what was it, September? So
he's making a joke. He's making a chat style joke. Like, I consider chat like people that would go to the same creator and leave comments on. They always leave comments after their vids, and so like if someone has a couple 100,000 followers, and so there's always going to be thousands of comments. It's like the first hour that anyone's going to read yours. So like, if people are online when a video comes out, they won't even see the video. They'll just write like first, or last time I was this early. Neil Armstrong, said one small step, or people just make up stupid jokes like that. So I think that's what he was going at.
Yeah. And off topic, did anyone see the defense in the impeachment hearing? Holy ace. I watched a couple minutes of it, but I mean, actually, from what I understand, it actually went pretty good. Went pretty good, because they pointed out a lot of the hypocrisy of the Democrats. So, no, ain't on anything good happen. Yeah. Hi, guys. Hey, Woody.
Woody. Do we get the Woody song?
Well, I didn't do any of the songs tonight.
I know.
I just got Action Toys Channel. Dude, Trump's team roasted the House impeachment managers a lot. Yeah, so cool. Hey, evening, Woody. Laugh out loud. See. Oh yeah, toy.
Who's fighting?
Huh?
Shut up, Dave. I don't know what he's talking about.
I think I know. Well, when I get to his comment, I'll probably come, because I think I know what he's talking about.
I think I do too.
Oh yeah, Toys Van Der Veen was killing it. Yeah, hey Woody. Sweet Woody. Fight. Okay, yeah. What I think Dave is talking about here, Batgoat, is how. Okay, so the Democrats were basically trying to say that because Trump used the word fight in a lot of his speeches, that was automatically a call to violence. And what they were doing today in the impeachment trial is they were pointing out all the times that the Democrats had used the word fight throughout like the riots and stuff. That's what I think Dave was talking about. I
Okay.
think that might have been a wordplay joke.
I get it. I get it. I
Fight,
get it now.
fight.
I haven't watched any. I haven't watched not 1 second of it.
I really have, I kind of would peek in every now and again, but I didn't really feel I needed to because I already pretty much knew what they were going to say.
Well, yeah, but like I practice media contagion, as in like I won't watch a second of it when there's mass shooters, active shooters. I intentionally like shut down most of like what I do for media for a few days so I don't know people's names, and it's just like a personal thing. I remember studying in abnormal psych just for even my 2-year degree. Media contagion is really bad, so I just I mean, like I remove myself from that equation. So like I'm not going to watch any of the shit or like any of the vids of people watching it or talking about it until like weeks later.
Yeah, basically, I think more or less Trump is going to get acquitted. I don't think they were able to do any. It's kind of funny because I know Alan Dershowitz been on a lot, and one of the things he mentioned earlier, there's I guess this old axiom that lawyers would use. When you're strong on facts and not on the law, pound the facts. When you're strong on the law and not the facts, pound the law. Okay. When you're weak on both, pound the desk. Which is basically what the Democrats were doing. They're trying to horrify they're trying to scare everybody, saying, well, if you don't denounce Trump, then more violence is going to happen.
You know what I think of, Mike, with desk pounding? I think of Khrushchev pounding his shoe on the desk. We will bury you.
Yeah, actually, that was also a line. That was also a line in the Sting song, "The Russians."
Oh yeah.
So, anyways, I'm going to time.
He was quoting Khrushchev. Khrushchev said that in like 1962. Kennedy was still alive when he did that at the United Nations.
Fight. Yeah, the only problem is here's the thing: the Democrats, they're going to go around and start picking fights. Somebody may just take them up on it, and they may not like what they get.
So, no. Those days are over. No more poop. No more poop walls and Pelosi laptops. We're done with that. That was not good. Just my opinion.
I'm not necessarily saying at this point that anybody's planning like a Capitol riot or raid or anything like that. What I'm saying is, if Democrats are going to be stupid enough to go out and continue to pick fights, somebody eventually is going to just say, "Enough of this BS." Okay, you want to fight me so bad? Fine, I'll fight you, and we'll just see who.
Not me. They can fight themselves. That's me.
Just look up the fight video from today's hearing. Anyways, let's try to get off of that and get back to our let me just get through these. Let's see. They got caught. They got caught out cold falsifying evidence with their manufactured tweet reconstruction, and any real trial that gets the whole ball of wax dismissed. Yeah. Well, impeachment isn't really a legal proceeding. It's a political process. That's what a lot of people don't seem to understand. In fact, it's kind of funny because when I was watching Nick's stream, it kind of peeked in for a moment. One of the points I made, I think I even commented on it, is when Raskin was talking. It sounded more like he was trying to argue a criminal case than an impeachment. Oh, me either, Batgoat. Wait for the highlights. Yeah, I haven't been watching as much news, just trying to stay away from it as well. Let's see, ha ha ha, Woody. The end of the day, Dems are even had to go huddle for those questions. Yeah, and it gets the prosecutor. Yeah, basically that whole thing is. But guys, I know everybody's. Obviously, I think we all know what the impeachment is. Okay, it's a farce. Okay, let's
Just
try
well,
not.
Mike, just keep reading the comments, and then when you catch
Okay,
up with the comments, then we'll move on.
all right. Raskin was all puffed up as a con law professor who teaches second year law students. Got totally schooled in con law, constitution law. I think what he's pointing out by a real lawyer. Raskin got Amber Heard on. Okay.
Poo
Uh,
the bed.
yeah. There was one edit where it went fight, fight, fight like school chair. Yeah. Um, Amber Heard equals bleep. Remix. The videos today were on point. Point. Raskin should be ashamed of himself.
And
Yeah.
if I could point out the one thing from Woody, I don't know if you noticed me laughing right away when I read that. The way you spelled professor, I love that. I love saying professor. Like you're some East Coast dude. Hey, yo, Professor Einstein over here. So,
Yeah.
Woody, I'm giving you an official LOL. You get one LOL point. Continuing.
Anyways, why don't we get back to our featured program, as it were? Would you agree that would be a good thing to do, Batgoat?
Absolutely.
All right.
Rock on.
Okay. So let's see. Let's see. I talked about funnies, and then we'll skip those for a moment. Um, Detective Picture Stories #2 here. Approximate on sale date, December 20th, 1936. The second book from Censure, or Centaur, however you want to pronounce it. 64 pages. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So an average of 8 pages. Again, this is all like more. This it is probably is more of a detective anthology right here. Got the clock, 7 pages. Murder at Moonlight. The Transatlantic Murder Mystery. The Mastermind, reprinted in Amazing Mystery Funnies #1, 1938. So, Diamond of Doom, reprinted in Amazing, So basically, this one is just is a detective anthology, crime anthology. Um, and then last one before we go a little deeper into some of the other stuff. Of course, here's Popular Comics #13 from Dell Publishing. The other book, this one's again a mixed anthology from what we've seen. 64 pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's that back up?
Nothing. I just messed up my screen for a second. I'm okay. I'm with you.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So 64, 28. So about 2 to 3 pages. And of course, some of the more well-known features in here include Dick Tracy, Little Orphan Annie, our buddy Simpo Dill.
Simple deal. Hey, glad to help,
Um,
Anon.
what were you helping him with?
Oh, it's just joking around on the side conversation.
Okay, so now we've kind of breezed through some of the other titles we're not going to look at. Start to get to some of the ones featured here that we're gonna. Okay, so here we have New Book of Comics #1 from DC. Cover date is just simply 1937. The approximate on sale date was actually December 29th of 1936. The notes here say it was the second DC annual. Two versions exist, one with the 10-cent cover price, one without cover price. I'm thinking that means one that had the cover price on the cover and the other one that didn't. But this was a 96-page book for 10 cents. Basically, and I think the previous year they had an annual as well, Big Book of Comics in late 35. It's kind of just the idea of, look, this is what we've done. We've been at this now for a couple of years. This is what we've done so far. I think that's what the basis of this is. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 44. So 96, 44, that would be, so about 2 to 3 pages per feature. These are all reprints from stories that were previously published in New Fun, More Fun, More Fun Comics, and New Comics, because New Adventure just started as a title just this month. So same month that this went on sale. So this is basically an annual. It was kind of, I think, more of a showcase to kind of show, hey, look, this is what we've done so far. Keep with us. I think kind of thing. So then, of course, we come to King Comics here, which went on sale on December 22nd, 1936, from David McKay Publishing. This is King Comics number 10. So we got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 14 over a 64-page book there. That's about 4 to 5 pages per feature. And even though we can't go and read the comic because apparently there are no scanned copies of King Comics anywhere, what we can do is we can go to Grand Comics database and we can look up the information there.
Oh, Anon. Have one for me.
Oh, is he going out to?
He's going out to have a bull.
Okay. All right, so we'll take a nice look, as this one was indexed, according to this. First off, we'll take a look at the cover here. Okay, so the cover, as they said, penciled by Joe Musial, as just simply as Musial, with Little King, Popeye, Wimpy, Henry, and Sweetie on the cover. So let's take a nice little look at the cover here. G-Man, King of the Royal Mounted. Flash Gordon, Mandrake the Magician, and your favorite comics, King Comics, Laughs and Thrills. Number 10, as you see over here. Let's see. So here's Popeye. You got Sweepy in the middle here.
Sweepy.
Guessing
I
that might
would
be Henry
gladly
up
pay
there.
you Tuesday for a hamburger today. He would gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today.
Mhm. So kind of try to breeze through these.
Everything is food.
Okay, so we'll breeze through some of these synopses real quick. Temple Theater, 4 pages, of course, by E.C. Seeger. Um, okay, first line of dialogue or text. Washing dishes to pay for a meal, eh, Wimpy?
See, I was just singing. Gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today. That's what my man Wimpy is all about.
But yet they got him washing dishes here. Humor,
Oh
character,
yeah,
Popeye, Wimpy,
he's
sweet. Oh, go ahead.
penniless. Oh,
Yeah.
he's penniless. Always trying to finagle that burger though. That's my Wimpy. That that movie Popeye that I love, the Robert Altman 1980 classic with Robin Williams. The soundtrack done by Harry Nilsson. That song "Food, Food, Food, Food" is fantastic. You can look it up on YouTube. It's a wonderful video.
Yeah. Let's see. So humor, you got Popeye, Wimpy, Sweet Pea, Alice Lagoon, Olive Oil, Diesel, and Rough House. And this is from, of course, it was reprinted from Thimble Theater Sunday's King Feature Syndicates, May the 10th to May 31st, 1936.
And I think I told you this before. Rough House owns the little diner down on the shore. So it's Rough House's.
Okay. The G-Man, 4 pages. It's an adventure again. So King Comics, of course, is a bit of a mixed anthology here. It's Junior at last. The first from G-Man Sundays from King Feature Syndicate. Flash Gordon has a 4 pager, basically from his May from the May run there. Along against the island's coral reef in the exploration or in the explosion. Which this is a adventure sci-fi. Flash Gordon, Dale Arden. Henry, another humor reprint strip, 1 page there. Sport features, which of course were one of the non-feature features that were pretty popular back in the early days of comics. Another 1 pager, penciled and inked by Jack Burnley. Scrapbook, a 1 page of nonfiction. A tree never dies of old age.
Hmm.
King Kojo, the girl who came out of the sea. King Kojo, 2 pages. Children, fantasy, supernatural. Written by Ruth Pumley Thompson. Penciled and inked by Marge Buell. She types it.
Plumley. Hello, lovely little Plumley.
Yeah.
Making fun of her name.
Yeah. Okay, and then we got basically 2 half pages in activity and a text article. And Ruth Pumley Thompson again with the text article. Velva Jiglet and the Pet Post. That sport feature again. Let's see, The Way of All Flesh. Rosie's Bow, which is like 3/20ths of a page. I'm so happy Archie and I are going to the beach. Rosie Bow Sundays. Runs across top of Bringing Up Father Sunday strip, and Bringing Up Father takes up the other 17/20ths of the page. By golly, it's about time I got a new one. And then 1.6 or 1 3/5 of a page, Hall of Fame of the Air.
Which is look at the name there.
Brigadier General W.M. Mitchell.
No, script.
Oh, script. Eddie Rickenbacker.
Eddie Rickenbacker.
Oh, yeah,
you've heard me bring that up before.
Yeah,
famous World War I flying ace.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the most decorated American flying ace. And they're talking about Brigadier General William Mitchell or Billy Mitchell. He was a real famous dude.
Yeah, there's aviation non-invention. So, and of course, as we know,
aviation, yes.
Yeah,
right up my alley. I love it.
And then Ace, so that was a 1.6 pager. But it says here runs across the top of the Ace Drummond Sunday on 4 pages, and then you got Ace Drummond, the aviation adventure story here. Yes, sir. This is Ace Drummond's office. Again, written by Eddie Rickenbacker, of course. 4 pages of Ted Towers' Animal Master here, jungle adventure type story. Another adventure story, King of the Royal Mounted, 4 pager. Rick Bradford, 4 page. Basically, you do have a lot of adventures. You do have some humor stuff in here too. Sentinel Louis, 2 pages. Little King for 2 pages. Little Annie Rooney, 4 pages of humor. And another Henry feature there. Got scrapbook, sport features. Sis Says from Ruth Pumley Thompson. This one's a children. They say children here. I'm always there first. I must learn to be late. Just Kids by A.D. Carter. A humor children's story. Got more Scott Scrapbook and sport features. We got another like 17-3 ratio page. Rosie's Bow and Bringing Up Father. As you notice, they'll probably have features multiple times throughout a book too at times. Radio Patrol from Eddie Sullivan and Charlie Schmidt for 4 pages. This one's an adventure one. There's a hitchhiker. Should we give him a lift? And then Mandrake the Magician. I guess finishes off Mandrake and Lothar. Fantasy supernatural. Basically, Mandrake the Magician. There'll be another magician we'll talk about. When we get to Action Comics as well. It's kind of, and you had a lot of these guys too. A lot of these tuxedo-wearing magicians who are adventurers at this time too. Mandrake, Zatara in the DC titles. There are a few others. Sargon. So, Sis says so. Basically, though, here's pretty much another mixed anthology here of stuff. Let's see, already at 43 minutes. Wow. So, and of course, I'm trying to go through some of these pretty fast so we can at least spend some more reading some of this stuff. And this so
you're doing fine, Mike.
So here, of course, we have another 64-page editor, Malcolm Wheeler Nicholson. Here, the index says New Comics number 12, but as you can see on the title there, it says New Adventure Comics. There's kind of a change in emphasis here, whereas New Comics before was a bit more of a mixed anthology. It will start from this point, kind of start trending towards adventure stories more. You got, let's see, in the 64-page book, you got 1, 2, 3, 4. Gufo the Great, another kind of magician, but that one's more humor. But anyways, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
With a name like Goofa, I don't think he takes himself too serious, does he?
I don't know. I haven't read any of his stuff. So.
I'm guessing Gufo the Great. He's a goofball.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So 64 and 20, again, about 2 to 3 pages. And the reason, and I know some of you might find me doing this a little redundant at times, and I start counting the number of stories and doing page counts and figuring out like the average page count, but it's to show you what comics were like back then. It's, you know, as we've talked about before, particularly with this one here, you know, a lot of these stories were written serially. The ones that were coming out as original stories, they were written more serially as opposed to episodically, which would become more the standard later. You know, serially meaning that you'd have part one, part two, part three, thus on, thus forth, and then other times where you'd have, you know, titles that are features that would have episodic, meaning the stories are pretty much standalone. So, so I'm gonna just go ahead and peek at the note section in.
Should catch up on the comments. There's been quite a few.
Okay.
It wasn't political, but there was quite the side conversation going.
All right. Well, I'm hoping that we're away from politics because I didn't know how to get too deep.
We are. It's all good. It's all good.
So, okay, that's the last thing I kind of remember seeing. So let's see. Ha ha ha! I noticed that, but didn't know it was like a slang thing.
That's talking about professor, the way he spelled professor that I laughed at.
Okay, I'm back. Welcome back. You want to read this?
Sure. Think back to like the 50s and Daddy-O. Professor would be a local hoodlum calling some guy smart sarcastically, saying like, "Okay, professor, why don't you tell me what's going on here?"
Okay. Yeah, you kind of touched on that earlier too.
Mm-hmm.
The anonymity responding at Solid Redfield Gaming. Hi, good evening, man. Action Toys, hey, Solid. And then anonymity wrote something to you. Why I have you guys to educate me. Yeah. Dave Mark wrote, oh, I think I'm done in timeout. Well, I didn't put you in timeout.
He did a self-imposed timeout. You'll see that come up here.
Oh, was that in response to what we were talking about earlier or something?
He kept writing "fight" over and over again because that was like the word that today everyone was picking up on. So he said, "Oh, I'm spamming. I'm going to put myself in a timeout." That was the joke.
Okay. Since he's a mod and everything. Okay, laugh out loud. Ha ha ha! You got timed out. And Dave is back at full strength after the spam penalty, ladies and gents.
And that's me acting like an announcer.
Sorry, I should have let you read that. I didn't even notice.
That's all right. I'm acting like an announcer at a hockey game. And Dave is back at full strength after the spam penalty, ladies and gents. It'd be like, Fighting Sioux are back at full strength after the 2-minute checking penalty.
Self-imposed spam. It's my one chat rule. Had to be fair, unlike the liberals. Okay. Ha 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 F from anonymity. Laugh out loud. Batgoat. Okay, Batgoat. Here's another one of yours.
That's just what I was saying before. I think he timed himself out, and that's why I'm lulling.
Okay, so let's see. So when Woody said she and Sandy make a pair, never seem to have a care. Sweet little little orphan Annie. Probably talking about when we're looking at popular comics and Little Orphan Annie's feature in that.
Sure.
That. Spam hammered from Batgoat.
Remember, we're gentlemen. All penalties are self-imposed.
Yeah, I think everybody knows how to behave themselves. That's why.
Yeah, Mike, we're joking around too. We're just playing, like taking ourselves too seriously. We're not doing that. We're just joking.
Yeah. Even though I'm autistic and sometimes I don't always pick up on it.
I know. I'm sorry. So like, I hope you don't get mad, but like, that's why I try to just like explain what we're doing, if that's all right.
Well, I'm fine with it. I mean,
Okay.
Do I seem like I'm getting mad?
No. I wanted to make sure it was okay because, like,
Yeah.
that's what I try to do sometimes.
Yeah, it's fine, Batgoat, because
Okay, cool.
you wouldn't be the first one to do something like that.
Okay.
You probably won't be the last in my lifetime. So.
Okay.
So Dave says, "Laugh out loud." Be right back. Going to elate my mind. Okay.
Yeah.
We all know what that's code for.
Yeah, that
Got
lucky
you.
guy.
Yeah. I know you wish you could go out with him, right?
Yeah, that's why he said, I got you. I'm like, have one for me.
And then Woody Mueller said, there is a Popeye song seared in my head from a record I had circa 1961. I can sing for you sometime. There are verses for Popeye, Wimpy, and all of it. The one Popeye song I know that I'm sure everybody knows is I'm Popeye the Sailor Man.
Toot, toot.
I'm Popeye the Sailor Man.
Toot, toot.
I'm strong to the finish because I eat me spinach. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man.
Tootly doot.
Yeah. Batgoat?
You piqued my curiosity. What is it?
Let's see here. Anonymity. See, that's sometimes what happens when I have so many like that. And then okay, so side one was titled Help, Help, Help. Side two was Never Pick a Fight with Popeye. Yeah. Too bad we don't have Popeye around now. I think Popeye could do a few things with some liberals for us.
Right? Yeah.
That sounds oh wait.
And I said, that sounds awesome.
And then wait, Popeye's girl's name is Olive Oil?
So let's just stop right here. Anon, are you being serious? Do you not know anything about Popeye? Like, you've never watched Popeye cartoons or never read the comics? So if you haven't and you're being serious, then the Oils, yes, Oyl, like oil. That's his girlfriend is Olive Oil. Her dad is Castor. No, her brother is Castor Oil. Her dad is Coal Oil. They're the Oils. What I forget, Mom. She's some kind of oil name too.
Yeah. What I do, well, I can understand anonymity. Maybe haven't had a chance to watch Pop because I think he's in his early 30s.
Yeah, it's generational. It really is. It's generational. Right. I grew up with it when I was a kid.
I think at the time during the time he was growing up, Popeye was not being syndicated. You weren't seeing the
correct.
When you and I were growing up, back up when you, me, and Woody were growing up, Popeye was syndicated. Now you were originally from Southern California, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure you remember Popeye being on KTLA Channel 5, right?
Yep. Yeah, we've talked about that. Yep.
Yeah, and they had all the different versions. They had the Fleischer black and white version. They had the Famous Studios version. They had the ones that were in the 60s too.
Yep.
Yeah,
no, I loved watching that. So I watched a lot of Popeye growing up.
Yeah, so I can understand if anonymity may not know as much because by the time he was growing up, I don't really think Popeye was being syndicated.
Correct.
I mean, there was probably the one Popeye show that was on like Cartoon Network, but there's still a chance he may not have still had a chance to watch that either. So,
and he continued the generational hilarity with calling Bluto the huge bearded guy.
Yeah. Let's see. Woody says it was like a small vinyl that I think I played in 78 or played at 78 PMs.
78 RPM.
Yeah. Popeye had a few vinyls online at the moment. I found it on Easy Woody. Okay, so anonymity there. We continue on here. And then they shared a link, fight with Popeye and help. Of course, you can now. There are some Popeye cartoons that are actually banned, but you can still find them on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Just look up banned cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
Like the one title that comes to mind for me is "You're a Sap, Mister Jap."
Bugs Bunny nips the nips.
Mm-hmm.
That's a real one as well.
So I just wrote a very short story on mines. I love mines. No word limit in the description with the app. If you post a picture, I think that's the one. Um, oh cool, oh cool. I'm going to say it was yellow, but wasn't sure. Um, Popeye has a lot of vinyls out there. That's pretty neat. I truly do not. Says
Talking
very.
about the oils and Popeye.
Uh, I only know he's Popeye the Sailor Man. Yeah,
Toots, toots.
yeah. Um, Oil tycoons. Ha ha ha. I don't know if they were actually tycoons, but
Mm-mm.
in fact, what you have to remember too, Popeye being a Depression era creation. Well, actually, some of his supporting characters predate that too, because I think Thimble Theater in the papers went all the way back to the 20s, maybe even as far back as I think the teens, like just after World War One, I think. Anthony wrote, I
Here's
remember
Mike.
some.
This
Oh,
is the generational hilarity right here.
I
That's a
remember.
funny
Oh,
phrase I made up.
uh,
Go ahead.
I remember some of the cartoons as a kid. To me, it was mostly Popeye saving the girl from the huge bearded guy. Yeah, Bluto. Um,
The
Now,
huge bearded guy.
what I do remember is, of course, Popeye was in the cartoon in the Fleischer cartoon. He was originally voiced by Billy Costello, eventually replaced with Jack Mercer later. Olive was originally voiced by Margie Hines, replaced by Mae Quetzal, and then Bluto had actually a couple of interesting voice actors. Originally, he was voiced by Pinto Colbig, who, from what I understand, he was the guy who originally played or portrayed Bozo the Clown, I believe. Pinto
That
Colbig.
clown.
And then on the color Popeye cartoons of the 60s, Jackson Beck took over as the voice of Bluto. Jackson Beck, among other things, he was Bluto in the Popeye cartoons. He was a narrator on the Filmation DC comic cartoons of the late 60s. He also was a narrator for G.I. Joe in the 80s. So some interesting tidbits for you guys. So, anyways, as we move on, Action Joy said best movie for Popeye was when he met Sinbad. Laugh out loud. Yeah, I think there was an animated film Popeye and Sinbad. He had a real creepy, a real raspy voice. Yeah, I think that was Jack Mercer, I believe. Ha ha ha. Um, that link is the vinyl Woody was talking about. Um, Pretty neat. They have things like that still in working order. Let's see. I depend on my distinguished elders to educate me. Yeah, I guess he's talking about you, me, and Woody.
We're
Of
here
course.
to we're here to humbly serve you, sir.
Well, and Batgoat, you know full well I like educating people on some of
Of
this stuff.
course, it's
You
fun.
know, it's one of my passions. Especially like this is why I like Fridays so much when we get to look back and try to look over some of these comics and see how they were and how they were and how they influenced society back then and how things have changed over time.
Mike, looks like you're at the 1 hour mark. I'm going to go make myself a coffee, so I'll be dark here for like 2 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll kind of try to get caught up on these chats here for a moment.
Yeah,
Then when you
do
get
that.
back, then when you get back, we'll get back to our feature presentation.
Rockstar.
So, Solid's asking me or mentioning Yellow Flash, Tug, and even RGE are all about Gina Carano now. Yeah, she's kind of the big story right now, or one of the big stories. But then again, and I know that Flash, Flash and Tug have been like focusing more on mainstream media more of late. They haven't. I actually do know Tug had mentioned one time to me in a chat that there was a point where I think he got actually tired of comics for a while. But so that's a thing. So, but right now, particularly with the whole thing with cancel culture and all that, that's the thing that they're big on right now. And then Anonymity replying to at Solid Redfield Gaming. They were all on Drunk 3PO stream when the news came out. She was fired or whatever. Yeah, and he was on, and I think Flash and Tug were both on the Quarterings stream last night as well. So let's see. Let's see. I enjoyed the episode where he met his pappy, but didn't know it. Laugh out loud. Yep. Ha ha ha. My gentleman. Um, who is Drunk 3PO? Well, I don't know. I haven't heard the name, but I'd imagine he's probably another streamer. Can also sing the main Popeye, some with the full verse that few people know. And I'm sure you could there, Woody. Let's see. Anonymity at Solid Redfield Gaming. I'm new to him as well, but he's a Star Wars guy, an actual good dude who does charity work on his other channel. He was the first to get interviews with Gina. Hug, I think, took a break for a while with the stuff with Bug. I feel him. I feel him and hope she's doing good. I think I'd heard. Don't know what exactly was going on. I did hear somebody was saying that I guess Tug was dealing with some personal stuff too, but I didn't. Obviously, I was not privy to any of those details. So, uh, let's see. Hey, Mike, Batgoat, Toys, Woody, Anon, Toys, Solid. How goes? Hey, Leto, welcome to the stream, man. Um, been I've got through a lot of the content already, but we've also had some side conversations going on. Um, let's see. So Gina Carano is going to do some indie film sponsored by Ben Shapiro. Yeah, I saw that headline too. Of course, aside from that story, there was one other mainstream story going around right now. I don't know if you guys heard about. And I know I probably mentioned this last night too. The Buffy cast is apparently turning on Joss Whedon. A number of the former cast members, I guess it started with Ray Fisher, have accused Joss Whedon of abuse and inappropriate behavior. In fact, there was, I guess, a rule at one point that that some of the people would enforce, in which he was not to be left alone with Michelle Trachtenberg. I've been seeing a lot of those stories going around as well. He certainly never gets tired of Depp and Heard. Yeah. I think for Tug, the whole idea of the lack of due process and this whole issue with cancel culture is something that really is hitting him on a personal level. I think he's taking it very personally, and that's why he's so into that. Hey, Leto. That wouldn't what? Okay. Poop Deck Pappy. Back with us, Batgoat?
I am.
Yeah. Something came up in the chat. I think Anonymity brought it up. And if you want to comment on it, fine. If you know what was more going on, if you don't feel comfortable doing so, I understand. I guess Anonymity had kind of hinted at, I guess, part of the reason Tug had not been around for a while is I guess there was some stuff going on with Bug, Baby Umbrella Girl. Were you aware of that, or is that something that you prefer not? If you were aware of it, is that just something you'd prefer not to?
You talking about her medical stuff?
I don't know. He didn't go into anything specific. He just said stuff that was going on with Bug.
Yeah. Well, if it's the whatever her medical issues are, I don't want to talk about that.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. I just mentioned to him I hadn't really heard anything. I was not privy to that information. I didn't even know I didn't even know that it was a medical issue. I had no idea what was going on. So if you'd wanted to enlighten me on anything, but if not, I understand. So
he talked about this himself, so it's not, like a privacy thing. He mentioned it, but she had a kind of a mild congenital heart issue when she was born. So it's nothing like real bad, but it's certainly isn't fun to be going through it.
Right. All right. And now I think about it, I think maybe I had heard something like that before. I just didn't really pay too much attention to it, just simply because, it wasn't going to make a big deal about it. So sorry, I'm headed to work, but as always, I'm listening in while I'm driving. Okay. Thank you, Leto. And as always, guys, of course, I do appreciate any likes and shares you guys can give me to help see if we can get some more people in. Shapiro has an indie film company like Ben Shapiro or another guy. Yeah, this is a follow-up to a comment Anonymity made earlier that Gino Carano may be doing some work for Ben Shapiro. And one of the other things I brought up, too, was because one of the things we've been talking about the last few minutes here, Batgoat, were a couple of the big mainstream media stories that are going on right now. The one, of course, the Gino Carano story. And I know Solid still has some criticisms of Tug and Flash focusing so much on that.
All I know is that excuse me, she got fired from Disney Plus. I listened to Clownfish yesterday, do a video on that, and then today I heard something about she's got a show coming back because like there's been a big public outcry or something with her toys are worth a lot of money on eBay. So I'm just on the fringe on the outside of it, but I certainly think that if Disney Plus did that, they're a bunch of jackasses, which we've always known.
Yeah. Well, I pointed out that there were, granted that one's been getting a lot of coverage, but there's also another big story in the mainstream media side of it that's been getting some traction too. And I know I probably mentioned this yesterday as well. I don't
Neon
know if
and
you'd heard of,
geeky.
huh?
Anon just said neon and geeky. I love my clownfish. They rule.
Yeah. Um, yeah. So the other big mainstream story that seems to be going on right now is revolving around the Buffy the Vampire Slayer TV show. Many of the former cast members have come out accusing Joss Whedon of abuse and inappropriate behavior. I don't know if you heard about that or not.
I just saw the name mentioned, and I couldn't care less.
Anyway, I'm gonna have to go off camera for a quick moment. I'll be right back.
Rockstar. Solid. You think Neon's too Star Wars focused for you? I can see that.
Yeah. Let's see. Woody, I heard that in chat on Doomcock's stream a few hours ago. Let's see. Have a good one, Leto, and be safe. At Leto and chat. Hey, Leto, didn't stream today.
I didn't say hi to Leto, by the way, while I was getting my coffee and stuff. He popped in real quick. It looks like, is he off to work, you guys?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you're listening, Leto, happy Friday to you, sir.
But you had IRL things to do. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, and had no idea Ben Shapiro had a movie company. I guess he really is Jewish. Laugh out loud. Okay.
That's funny though. I'm gonna give him an LOL point.
Yeah. Anyways, and then Solid replying to anonymity. Star Wars centric channels aren't my thing. Yeah, but I will admit, Star Wars. Usually on Flash's stream, she just stays behind her avatar, but on Quartering stream last night, she did show herself. She does seem pretty attractive. Pretty nice looking. I noticed, and it's fine. I laugh out loud. If that's true, hell yeah, Gina, and still bleep Disney. That's all. No worries, man. From anonymity. Let's see. I greeted toys twice. Laugh out loud. He must feel special. Hey, Leto from ATC. Howdy, Leto. I know we're coming up on an hour and 15 here. I gotta get through these quicker so we can get back to the main topic here. Ha ha ha. Hey, Dave. I don't know much about Joss, but I guess we will see. Yeah. WB, yep. That's where they were on, yep. I experienced family court, and I totally understand Tug's obsession with the mistreatment of Johnny Depp.
Mm-hmm.
Not new stuff with Bug, the heart stuff or whatever it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Josh changed since his time doing Firefly. I love Firefly and have box set with audio commentary. He actually, along with Nathan Phil. Oh, here's a Nathan Fillion right there. He actually provided the voice for Vigilante in the Justice League Unlimited cartoon back there in 2000s. So we're protective of the female cast against. Yeah. Again, I never watched Buffy, so I didn't really know too much about what was going on there. I really could care less. It sounds like one of those things that we've been seeing a lot the last couple of years of, oh, they figured maybe they'll try to do something, we'll just lay out all these accusations years after the fact, and just totally crap on a person's life. So it sounds like to me that's going on there. I know I would take a break if I were him too after all that. Certain guest actors, or maybe Josh was a snake. To me, based on how I'm seeing it develop and stuff, it sounds more like to me just something that's been happening for the last couple of years, is that this whole Me Too garbage, and years after the fact, all of a sudden we're going to talk about it now because it's like in vogue or something like that. It's like, yeah, ruining somebody's life is in vogue enough to where let's do it now. Woody gets that credit. Neon and Geeky. Man, you guys are really lively tonight. Look at how much more I can get through. Yeah.
Keep rocking. Do it like Nick. Just keep reading and go, yep, and then keep going.
Disney, I think, sealed their fate, throwing her under the bus. And from what I understand, too, with the whole Gina Carano thing, it had something to do with some tweet, I guess, you put up or something like that, which got everybody heated. I don't even know what the tweet is because, again, I'm not on Twitter. So, at Batgoat, I unsubbed from Clownfish TV. He's too Star Wars focused for my liking. Actually, Solid, I took a look at Clownfish's story on Karen Strassman the other day. So I now maybe I got mixed up. I thought I know there was some Twitter attempt at cancellation of her. But I thought maybe you were saying that, well, or maybe I was the one who actually brought that up but I thought maybe somebody was saying that maybe like some of the other actor and actresses were trying to do it to her as well, but or maybe that was me, but Batgoat, here's something that Anonymity said to you. If I didn't know better, are you elated?
I have no idea what he means.
Yeah, that may have. Rather, is your mind elated?
I have no idea what this gentleman is talking about.
Is Geeky redhead?
Geeky is a fiery redhead, and she sometimes shows pictures of herself. She shows pictures of herself on Twitter. She's
Batgoat. Batgoat. You have a comment here.
Oh, as far as what that gentleman was saying about elation or something, I said that Keurig can make coffee a lot faster. I may have taken a detour through the garage. I don't know what that means.
Well, because we're probably well past the point. because these guys were really getting into some
Yeah,
conversation.
yeah. Keep going.
If that was her, I saw a picture. D. Mike sounded like he went to another room. Laugh
Dave,
out loud.
Dave. Sometimes that happens. Like wherever the mic is on his computer, like he leans too far to one point, and it just somehow doesn't pick up, or it sounds like that.
I mean,
like,
you guys probably notice I do a lot of movement here. So sometimes I'll come in when I'm reading something. Sometimes I'll lean back.
mm-hmm.
You know, so I mean, I do have a lot of movement. That's just me, though. Anonymity was calling you a ninja, Batgoat.
rock on, my dude.
Good luck, Mike. I don't even know what he's wishing me good luck. See, that's how far we gotten away from all this. Batgoat.
Wedding cake goes good with coffee.
Cake seems like a hot train this time around. Batgoat.
I think so. It's yummy, no complaints.
And he wrote, I had wedding cake, gelato cake, and now king's cake. All absolutely delicious. I think gelato cake, if it ever comes in your area, will be your favorite. Ha 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 ha. Anonymity. Tee Solid clownfish is part of the fandom menace. Okay, I guess ATC was responding to something that Solid said. Dave Mark saying plausible deniability. Bat, don't laugh out loud. And good luck catching up. We slowed it down for you. Yeah, no kidding. Bat goat.
Said I rock that like a Democrat, huh?
Laugh out loud. Ha ha ha. I plead the fifth.
I plead the fifth. The fifth.
And then, of course, Action Toys saying, I'm just like coffee. You know, I'm bad for you, but I just taste so good. Okay, so now we're finally caught up with them. And Anonymity just said something once more. Oh boy.
It's a Dave Chappelle joke. He's responding to what I said.
Yeah, okay. And we have 7 people in here right now. So all right, so now back to our featured program. As we're now at 1 hour and 23 minutes.
That is a funny sketch, Anon.
So, man, now I got to go back and just see what I was looking at here. Oh, yeah. Okay, this. That's right. Okay, so I'll be right back here. I got to go off camera here for a quick sec.
I don't have anything at the end of the show, you guys. Not like last time, as far as what I watched or whatnot.
Oh yeah, I forgot to let you do that at the beginning. I'm sorry about that.
I got nothing. I've got one little thing right here that'll take 10 seconds.
Okay, so and as we were talking about just before all that. So DC, of course, in December of 1936, had New Adventure Comics number 12 go on sale. It's going to come down here to take a look at the notes real quick. Published by Nicholson Publishing Company Incorporated. Title on cover is New Adventure Comics. Title in Indicia is still New Comics. After this issue, Cal and Alec by Ed Beckwith and Bill Patrick drops out until, and this is going on too as they were like as features were expanding page counts, you'd start seeing you'd start seeing like features coming in and out of the comics, every few months here. So, drops out until New Adventure Comics number 14. Larry, the main protagonist of Castaway Island by Tom Cooper, does not appear in this issue story. Absent this issue, Dale Daring, which returns next issue. Last issue for McGinnis of the Mounties. Again, as you're starting to see a lot of titles either end or you know after this issue, She by H. Ryder Haggard and Sven Elvin drops out until New Adventure Comics is issue the spelling for Ustine. It becomes Ustine. Belair becomes Delali for one panel, then reverts. Also appearing in this issue, of course, Andy Handy, Chico Chaco, all those titles right there. There's some more trivia here. Okay. Oh yeah, this. And I was considering reading this, but then when I previewed it, I saw that the print was too small, so that's why I wasn't. That's why I ended up not reading this one. But here, and again, here's some more Siegel Schuster connections here.
What kind of sandwich was that? What is that? That chicken sandwich right there. Give me a spicy.
I have no idea.
That looked good.
So, okay, so a character named Jor-El.
I did some fast food ASMR. Sorry, go ahead, Mike.
Okay, a character named Jor-El appears in the Federal Men story. However, he is a Federal Man from the year 3000 and should not be confused with Superman's father. Now, you notice the spelling there? That was that's how Superman's Kryptonian name was spelled on Earth 2 during the Golden Age. Just the letter L.
Instead of EL?
Right.
Yeah.
The EL spelling is more from the Earth 1 Silver Age version.
I got it.
That one's the Earth 2 version. Earth 2 Golden Age version. So another slight difference between the two universes there. Also, he only appears in a hypothetical story told by Professor Grant of the FBI and does not really exist. Russell Cole signed his Gufo the Great and Ol Oz Bob and Sam the Porter strips as Alger. Okay. Gordon Rogers signed his Rattlesnake Pete strip as Ard Donrog. Richard Matheson signed his McGinnis of the Mounties story as Babe Mather. And then there's some little print down here of some links in the link to rep. So the king is unnamed, but since Adventure Comics, Volume 1, number 41, Blank Century, probably this king is Philip to establishes Don Coyote's adventures in the second half of the 16th. So, okay, so that's all the notes there, and I just wanted to go over the notes for that one. Again, with this also, there is a bit more of a shift in focus here in terms of stories, where you're going to start seeing more adventure stories, and the humor stories are going to start to drop off a bit. So, so that's basically it for that. So now here we go. Let's see, how much time do we got left?
You're at 1:30.
Dang, yeah, dang. Might have to go over a tad. Oh, we'll see. So this one is the one I wanted to get into and read some of the stories on. Excuse me for just one quick moment here. Okay. So, anyways.
Woody's a rock star, y'all. Just talking to the boys.
Did I just drink 3/4 liter of whiskey? I plead the fifth.
Yeah.
All right. So now we've come upon the 30th issue of Famous Funnies. This is, of course, primarily it's still kind of a mixed anthology, but it's primarily humor strips. These are all more or less reprints of the newspaper features of the time. I'm just gonna probably just go ahead and go. I'll probably try to read through at least a few of them. So here we go. And of course, what we're gonna look at as we're looking at these is as we look at these is gonna be like we're gonna look at like story structure a little bit, language usage, all that good stuff. So, maybe do some social commentary at the time. I'll probably focus on a lot of the more popular features at the time. Here we go. Eastern color. Now we just need to find Famous Funnies. It's there 220 in total. So we want to get up to issue 30. That's where we want to go to. Famous Funnies number 30. So there we go. Number 30, Famous Funny, The Nation's Comic Monthly. Now, if you guys remember, as we've been talking about, back in these days, comic books were actually called comic magazines, as page one of, at least according to this site, 64 pages. Happy New Year, everybody! But all the kids there. Members of the look kind of more like the Bungle family here, as I believe. There's a dog. I think that's more or less a Bungle family right there. So, hey, look, Batgoat, your favorite ad thing.
All my guns, I love that. My spud gun, my starter gun, the cigarette lighter gun. I love the. I'm not the only one. I think all the guys love this ad page. It's super cool.
Yeah.
Right, dudes? You guys are with me. Love the ads.
Yeah. And then
Pocket telescope. That looks pretty rad too.
Yeah. Alec and Itchy. And in a huddle, Happy New Year to all. Of course, the editors. A message, which it was typical back then. Got a kind of a post. Look at this. Here's another ad page for a contest winning. Dixie Dugan by J.P. McAvoy and J.H. Strebel.
That Dixie Dugan, she's a whore. It doesn't say that, does it?
No, it doesn't.
I thought she had some tagline, like he means well,
No, she's.
Did I just make that up? Oh well.
Yeah. What? Let's see. What's all the serious writing about? New Year's resolution, Pa. Poppycock. You make them today and break them tomorrow. Is that so? I think you could stand a little renovating yourself. Oh, you do. Oh, you do you? You're not satisfied with me as I am, huh? We all have our faults. Well, supposing you show me where I'm wrong. With pleasure. Just come with me. This is for your feet. After fixing the furnace, so far the mat is much cleaner than our carpets. Little husband and wife humor here, Batgoat, huh?
Yeah,
Looks like it's an argument between a husband and wife here.
the good old wedded bliss frame.
And these cigar ashes on the floor. You can always find an ashtray if you look around. Covers off the toothpaste and shaving cream tubes, and the window sill covered with old razor blades. And
Bitch,
here's
shut
a
your fat white ass up and bring me another ashtray and a Colt 45. Let the choke, bitch.
and there's a list of things you could do. And here's a list of things you could do. Holy smoke! Oh, Pa, I have something to add to that list. Say, what more could you add to that? Happy New Year.
Ah,
Oh, so after getting hounded by her mother, his wife, she decides
the old cackling hen.
she decides to be a good, dutiful daughter right there.
Yep.
Anyways, excuse me for one more moment. Sorry. My nose, you know how it goes. Look like Solid's got something. Solid's got a couple things to say here. I was what dub only watchers do. I am anime is sub only. Okay. Um, I was wondering what dub only watchers do if an anime is sub only.
I still don't understand what he's asking. I read that.
Well,
I read
I
both
do
of
not. He said it better the second time. He basically asked the same question twice. It's just the way he wrote it the first time didn't make sense. It was, I think he's basically asking, well, what do dub only like myself do?
Oh, I get it. I get what he's saying now.
When well, we just don't watch it. That's I've tried to watch sub before and just couldn't do it.
Sail the high seas, yarg.
It's for me. It's like I want to be able to focus on watching it and not having to stop every 2 seconds to read the sub. I don't have a problem with the Syracuse voices because particularly the girls sound real nice and cute, sweet. But the thing is that for me, a lot of times it's about recreating certain experiences. And so when I like put my watch list together and I watch stuff, I watch the dub stuff. Basically I try to keep it within a half hour. Okay. If I had to stop every 2 seconds to sit there to read the subtitles, a 20-25 minute episode would take hour and a half, 2 hours to watch. Because you gotta stop and read that, because I'm no speed reader. Okay, I can't speed read and watch at the same time. Okay, so I just, and there are some animes I've heard of that I would love to be able to watch and love to check out, but they just don't seem to have subs or as many episodes dubbed as others. Like one anime I've heard of that I would love to check out is called Yorosei Yatsura, which basically comes from the same studio that did like it comes from Studio Pero, which also studio that did like Yu Yu Hakusho, Naruto, and Bleach. Okay, but the dubbed episode, first off, I don't know if there are a whole lot of dubbed episodes out there, and they don't seem to be out. They don't seem to be out much right now, anyways. Partly because that particular anime came out back in the early 80s, like 81, 86, I think was when it originally ran. Anyways, all that being said, now let's try to move through this war on crime. Probably one of the few adventure ones. Napoleon, the dog there. And I know I'm going a little fast here, but we're already at the hour and 40-minute mark.
Keep rolling. Keep rolling. You're rocking.
I mean, I was hoping to read through more of these, but I may not be able to read through as many as I'd hoped to read through because we got caught up with some other stuff there.
That's all right, though. We've got the general lay of the land with this comic.
Yeah. Well, we've known that because we've looked through this comic before too. A lot of it is more humor focused. We do have some adventure and some even comedic adventures. Dizzy Dreams, Dumbbells.
Dude, pocket radio. I want that. I want that pocket radio.
Oh, you saw a pocket radio?
Oh man, that thing looked dope. Keep going. Keep going.
Adventures of Patsy. Let's take a quick peek there. Just Connie, the wet blanket.
She's a blithering bore.
Nippy, Mickey Finn. There's one of the newer titles here on this one.
Hey, spread out, Wes guy. What are you trying to slip me a Mickey Finn?
Well, from what I understand, the strip is I guess he's maybe like an Irish American cop or something like that. From what I gathered. By Link Leonard. Gosh, I hope they give me a beat down town. Nothing exciting ever happens here. Hiya, Mickey. What's your hurry? Look it. I couldn't. I couldn't. And besides, I ain't had any on. I hadn't had any on since I was a kid like you. Oh, I'll bet you could show us lots of fancy tricks. Sure, Mickey. Nobody'll see ya. I guess they're skating, I guess. Looks like. Golly. I didn't think they'd stretch enough to fit me. Well then, them are extra good. They're Jimmy Kelly's. We're watching for him. He had to go to the store. Goodness gracious! They're all feel funny. Cause I'm out of practice. Y'all get it. Were you wanting to read some of that?
I backed you up by going tee.
Okay. Yeah, y'all get the hang. Come on, let's swap the whip. Or snap the whip. He's doing better. Now let's snap it. Okay. Whoopee! Here you go, Mickey. No, I didn't know what you meant. Wait, please. Put on your brakes, Mickey. I can't. Oh, why did I do this? Look out, lady. Pull over. Honk, honk, honk. Crash. What the? Like my attempt at an Irish accent, by the way.
Yeah, that was awe-inspiring, Mike. Nicely done.
Look, um, look, who was driving Sergeant Slippery Slattery? The wig he was wearing was knocked off in the crash. Well, dressed like a woman. No wonder he's ducked us so long. So you see, Sergeant, I don't deserve no credit, honest. Is that so? Why, we've been trying to get that guy for 2 years. Skates or no skates, they should give you a medal. Of course, I wanted to read the Mickey Finn story because I hadn't read that one before, but that's a pretty interesting story there. Like the kid's trying to get him to skate and all that. Scorchy Smith, Mescal Ike, Fisher's History of Bond. Here's Joe Palooka. And considering I know we're running low on time, I'm probably not going to read them. I'll just kind of look through these.
I wouldn't go long tonight because there's going to be a lot of other people, a lot of creators streaming, and it's a big news cycle, a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, but I'll finish up here just with this. I'll just let you guys look through. Again, I'm a little disappointed because I would have liked to have had a chance to read more of these, but I know Queenie, Holly of Hollywood. Look, a carpet tack in my cheese. Keeping up with the Joneses. Yeah. Strange as it seems. Only halfway. Yeah, I better just kind of fly through this. There's another anthropomorphic cartoon right here. I'm so used to saying cartoon, but it's comic. The Frog Pond Fairy. The Bungle Family. Batgoat. When you look at these, when you look at the Bungle Family here, do you think that they look like people who bungle stuff a lot?
No, they look pretty normal, don't they? Are they supposed to be bungling idiots?
I would imagine with that title, yeah.
Sure.
Dead Brand of Carter, which I believe is another kind of sports, kind of a sportsy slice of life action comic.
Ace and Gary.
Huh?
Ace and Gary, the ambiguously gay duo.
Okie dokes. Flight is probably one that you would like to see, huh?
Yep.
You're the aviator. You're the aviator of our group.
I do like flying.
Highlights of history. Ollie of the movies. Another slice of life one, probably talking about following somebody's movie career. Kind of similar, I think, to like Dixie Dugan, as you said, dream of being an actress.
She's gonna sleep her way to the top.
Bo Jest, somebody Stenog, Buddy and Fatty, Jane Arden. It's another well-known feature. Jane Arden, Lena Pry. Jane Arden is
Mike. You got 10 minutes left if you want to maybe think about history.
Yeah, Napoleon, Seaweed Sam. Yeah, all right. Just have to. Yeah, guess we'll just have to end that part of it here because we are running low on time here. Anyways, be right back. All right. So with all that being said, Batgoat, if you won't mind staying for a few minutes afterwards so we can talk.
No problem.
Finish that up. Anyway, so is everybody ready for this day in each history?
Real quick before,
Okay.
I told you I didn't have anything. I didn't watch TV or any of that stuff, but just real quick, brand new segment. So for the very first annual, I shouldn't say that, I guess for the first time, first weekly, I remember when I said, hey, that made me LOL. I was keeping track throughout the stream. So we've got Anon gave me an LOL. And remember, this is a contest that means nothing, and these points are made up, so they don't mean anything, and you win absolutely nothing. And I didn't write down what made me laugh, so if you did, you did. Leto got an LOL. Dave got an LOL. And the winner of the very first ever Batgoat LOL stream contest would be Woody. Let's hear it for Woody. Woo! With 2 LOLs. Congrats, Woody. You win nothing. All right, Mike.
All right. So, anyways, actually, it's kind of interesting because I was only able to find a couple of. So we'll probably be able to get through this part pretty quick. Only because I was only able to find a couple of history items for tonight. So, without no further ado, today being Friday, February the 12th, 2021, let's take a look back at this day in each history. Gotta find the. So first off, we're going to head back 25 years ago today to 1996, where from the Florida State Fair in Tampa, Florida, WCW held its WCW Monday Nitro. On the night, of course, in the main event, Arn Anderson defeated Hulk Hogan, which was kind of a surprise. Also, Conan retained the WCW United States Heavyweight Championship. And one other match of note, Loch Ness, led by Jimmy Hart, defeated Scotty Riggs. Now, Loch Ness, he was in the States here, he was known as Loch Ness. This guy was a British wrestling legend, having wrestled from the 70s until 96 here. It was shortly after this. His name over in the UK was Giant Haystacks. Guy was 6'11", like built at 670 pounds. He passed away from cancer like 2 years after this, though. So on this date in 1996, WCW held Monday Nitro from the Florida State Fair, where Loch Ness, British wrestling legend Giant Haystacks, made an appearance, and so on and so forth. So that's a bit of the note there. Anyway, so we'll get to one other piece of.
Dave Marks is making some big LOLs in the chat.
Trying to get those LOL points.
Uh-huh. This week's already over it, and now they're fighting, apparently.
Well, they'll probably be at it next week.
I told them we'll do it next week.
Probably trying to get an early head start.
Dave's actually almost up one for next week.
Yeah. So, anyways, now 1 year later, on this date in 1997, the premiere issue of Adventures in the DC Universe went on sale from DC Comics. This is the comic book based on I guess the DCAU. The feature here is Justice League, but of course Justice League didn't even debut on TV until the 2000s. But according to this, featuring the animated Justice League from, I guess, the DCAU version. So Adventures in DC Universe #1 went on sale on this date in 1997, which was, of course, 24 years ago today. So that's all of history tonight, guys. I thank you again for
very nice
for joining me. And I guess I'll see you all on Monday.
Peace.
Bye.